Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Paxton. I am the product marketing manager at Smith.ai. And today we're doing another series in our master's series. So this is when we bring on guests who have special skills that they can teach us exactly what they know. And today we're going to learn about building effective legal videos. We'll talk a little bit more about Smith.ai at the end, but I will go ahead and pass it over.
Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, in case we haven't yet met, thank you for having me, by the way, this is a pleasure. And in case we haven't yet met, I do see quite a few familiar names on the list, which is cool, but I'm Cara Pryor. I'm the president here at James Publishing and the founder of our Marketing Amplifier program. I've been here for almost 10 years now. I spend most of my time really talking to attorneys, strategizing with law firm owners on how to improve their marketing. I also host a weekly video podcast series called The Grow with Cara Show, where every Wednesday I interview a successful attorney marketer on basically what's working, what's not working so well, the specific steps they took to grow their firm, and really kind of highlight how other attorneys can follow suit and get on a similar path to growth. So I'm excited to be here. Can I just go ahead and jump in, Jessica?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Excellent. Excellent. Great. So today we are talking about video, how to create and promote effective legal videos. Videos, they're not really this nice to have anymore, right? They're really a critical, crucial piece of your overall law firm marketing strategy, your branding strategy, as critical as a website, truly. So, letting prospective clients sort of meet you on your website or meet you on social media through video, learn about you and your approach, see how you've handled similar cases in the past, is the best way to distinguish yourself. And all of this, of course, requires video. So let's get to it. Talking quickly, overview, the best way, again, to stand out really is through custom video. It's that great way to build trust, familiarity with your prospective clients. So today, I'm going to show you a lot of examples. I think that's the best way of really learning and getting inspiration. So it'll really be an example-packed session, but I'll show you custom videos to help you tell the stories of your past cases, explain kind of what brought you to the law, what brought you to your specific area of practice. And speaking of that, I'd love to see kind of here in the chat, what areas of law do we have on the session today? Just quickly type in the chat your practice areas so I can kind of better tailor my content as well. We'll talk about providing helpful information about how a prospect's matter will be handled, and then certainly answer common prospect questions, common questions that you get from new clients. So we'll then cover easy ways to promote these videos once you have them created, right? We need some eyeballs on these videos to make all of this worthwhile. Okay, let's dive in. So first, tell the stories of past cases, right? So if you're only going to create one category of video, actually, we recommend that it be cases that you have previously handled, right? Persuade prospects that you specifically have the knowledge, you are specifically have the talent, you are the best suited to handle their unique legal matter, right? And not the attorney down the street. And by showing them a past case or a past transaction that's similar to theirs, that's a really great way of doing that. So think of it, each video should cover just one case, maybe should unfold over a minute or two. We don't want these videos to be too long, but kind of told in chronological order. So think about it, the larger your collection of videos covering a variety of legal matters that you've handled, the better odds of kind of matching one with a prospect situation, right? You want to kind of have an ever-growing collection of these past case videos with sort of varying fact patterns, right? So that you can kind of, most closely really kind of match the legal situation that the prospect is dealing with right now. So, ideally, you'll kind of get in the habit of just shooting these videos every time a case wraps that, has a fact pattern that you haven't yet created a past case video for in your collection. Just adding it to your process, that's kind of the shortest way that it'll actually get done, right? And that's kind of what's what's most important. So I do want to show you, I promised some samples and, we actually create these types of videos for attorneys. So that's why I do have so many samples at the ready. So I'm going to show you some brief clips just to give you some inspiration, give you some ideas. Here's an interesting past case video that I'll play a portion of it for you now. Hopefully you can hear it.
How did drone footage save our case? Let me tell you. My name is Michael Packard, and I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, Texas, and I help people who've been injured in car wrecks. My client was approaching 281 at an intersection that was under construction. When my client turned right, she entered into a protected right lane and was rear-ended from a vehicle that had been swerving her.
So you can see how, that
How
would
did
be
drone
compelling.
footage-
Excuse me. That would be compelling to, someone who has went through a similar situation. I'll play just a few moments of this, an additional sample for you here.
Imagine walking into a store unassisted, just to get a few items, but you don't leave that store without your life being changed. Because immediately when you enter, you fall on a negligently maintained premises, breaking your hip, and you have to leave in a gurney. That's what happened to this client. I once represented an elderly lady who had slipped and.
Okay, so just to kind of give you a flavor. So, keep in mind, we recorded these videos over Zoom, which is how we keep our shoots efficient and affordable. We eliminate the travel, keep the shoot under an hour. A little preparation is needed, but, then kind of supplement the storytelling with some slides, right? Maybe some stock footage, maybe some text call outs, really create professional videos, for a fraction of the price of kind of on-site shoots. So you can do the same thing. You could even find someone on Upwork to help with the editing. But I just say all this because you don't need to spend tens of thousands of dollars to create effective videos. You can truly pull out your phone and create this content. So, I think you can see from these examples how compelling these past case videos can be to your prospects who want to hear you talk specifically about a matter you've handled in the past, right? That may be very similar to the specific situation they're experiencing. But, if you put yourself essentially in the shoes of your prospect, right? They're looking for help with an rather unnerving situation, right? That they likely don't know much about. They're nervous. They need their questions answered. They need more information. The more you can bring down those walls, kind of establish trust and caring, you're going to distinguish yourself that way, right?
Imagine walking.
Every time I try and advance, it plays it again. Sorry. So moving on. So, I think I maybe skipped one. No, I guess that's it. So, if often I hear, Jessica, actually frequently attorneys tell me, well, okay, these past case videos, they sound great, but I don't have many or any past cases to talk about, right? Maybe you recently launched your firm. Maybe you recently pivoted, especially, in the pandemic, maybe you pivoted into a new area of practice. Maybe you don't have, a lot of these relevant cases. Well, if that's the case, you're basically, you can, use hypotheticals, use news stories rather than actual past cases, right? In other words, so, if not many of the case types that you want to promote have actually concluded, consider explaining how you would handle relevant cases, high profile cases discussed in the news. Alternatively, kind of use commonly occurring hypotheticals. So the key is just to explain what's likely to unfold in a case type that matches the fact pattern you want to handle. I actually know a criminal defense lawyer who explains how he would handle charges resulting from videotaped police searches and arrests that he finds on YouTube, right? So these aren't cases that he's handled. It's just video that he has access to, and then of course, talks about it in the way that he would handle it. Another video type that's really compelling and sometimes, seems simple, but sometimes forgot about is just, explain what brought you to the law, what attracted you to the law, your area of practice, right? What what's some of the mission behind the work you do? This is another great use of video. You can see I put on the slide here, sort of endear yourself to prospects, detail how you got into your practice area, your passion for helping clients. Your prospects, they want to know that their case will be handled by someone who cares. And again, it's really just taking down those walls, showing your personality, showing your approach, who you are as an attorney, who you are as a person, right? So I'd love to show a couple quick samples. Again, this is just for inspiration because you can do this right after the session. You could pull out your phone and talk, from the heart about this. So here's a quick example. I'll play some for you now.
I founded Tupper Butler Law after practicing nearly 15 years in litigation in large law firms because my beloved father fell alone in his home and became a quadriplegic. So I founded Tupper Butler Law.
That's okay. I meant to play a little bit more, but you can get the idea, right? She's talking about her why. She's sharing a personal story. Here's another one too.
I often have people ask me why I became a lawyer. And the reason I became a lawyer is back in 1996, my brother Kenny was killed in a motorcycle accident. He was in intensive care for about 10 days, but ultimately he didn't make it. And the impact that had on my family and the stress.
Yeah, so, Stacey Barris here, attorney Stacey Barris, is opening up about his past, really telling his story. And that's really kind of what it's all about. Whatever your story is, right? If it's, it's about finding your voice and it's just about kind of endearing yourself. Yes, please ask questions. I love that. Okay, so provide helpful information using video, right? Visitors to your website, they may not be quite ready to book that consult. Maybe they're not quite ready to give you a call, right? But perhaps they're looking to gather more information. Again, looking to get some of their questions answered. So, in explaining how a specific type of case would unfold, you certainly demonstrate your expertise, of course, but you also address the biggest question all prospects have, right? Is like, what is the likely result in my case? That's really well established through video. You can also use this type of video to welcome new clients. It's a great use of it. Establish that critical first impression, further sort of educate them on the process. And then also to avoid any new client, I almost call it buyer's remorse, right? So, you want to kind of fill that communication gap that can sometimes occur between retention and when that visible work is done. So follow up with automated educational materials and videos dripped out on a consistent basis. You want to fill that gap that can sometimes occur, because if they don't hear from you, even though, you in your office, you're hard at work on their case, they may not understand what the process is like, what will be expected of them, what they can expect of you. So if you can continue that educational process, they're not going to assume that nothing is being done, right? And again, in a lot of cases, this is really sort of the lowest hanging fruit because, these are people who inquired and just didn't sign up right away. So they're interested, and, to ignore those folks is really a mistake. And again, just a big opportunity. So let me play this sample for you. This is from attorney Case Barnett here in Orange County, California, just right down the street from our offices, actually. But this is a Reels style video, perfect for Instagram and Facebook. I'll get a little bit more into that when we talk about promotion, but note the captions, note how he's just providing helpful information to further, establish his authority and his expertise, just provide helpful, valuable information, grow his following. And then of course, with the idea of turning those leads into high quality clients. So let me play this. This is a good example.
What kind of compensation can I get in a personal injury case? First, you can recover economic harm. Under this category are pieces of recovery such as medical expenses, various out-of-pocket expenses, lost wages and benefits, lost future earning capacity, and finally, property damage. The other category of recovery is non-economic harm, things such as pain and suffering, loss of the enjoyment of life, a decreased life expectancy, and loss.
You've probably seen videos similar to this on Instagram, right? These are the reels that are really gaining traction on social media right now. The captions are critical. Most of us are scrolling through our phones with the sound off, right? We're not even listening. So to be able to read. The information is critical. And Instagram and Facebook, they're both prioritizing video right now in a major way. In fact, you really shouldn't be posting anything else on Instagram, to be quite frank, other than reels, other than these, this type of video. So again, I'll get more into social media in a moment, but this was shot on Case's phone. We shot that on his phone through, virtually, and we were able to edit it. So it's, again, not, this
What
high
kind of
production
compensation
value
can I-
isn't always necessary. This is another quick example from Attorney Katanga Wright. Again, I'll just play a few moments of this.
I wanted to try to negotiate a settlement on my own. What should I expect? The short answer to this in a nutshell is you should expect the adjuster to open with a lowball or even insulting first offer. And I wanted to try.
Okay, so moving on. So a sort of obvious use of video is to answer common questions, right? Display your knowledge, your willingness to help by offering a collection of FAQs. So, these videos, they of course address questions that are regularly hear, right? You know better than anyone the questions you just hear over and over and over again. What a great use of video, So not only from kind of a promotional marketing standpoint, but also just internally, just those questions that you hear all the time. How about you record a video and share that with your clients rather than kind of having to repeat yourself over and over again? But similar to those past case videos, FAQ, frequently asked question videos, they demonstrate your expertise. They're really providing helpful information, kind of building that familiarity, that trust. Prospects who, they're currently a bit earlier, maybe in kind of the investigation process. They're not quite ready to select a lawyer. They have many questions. You could create videos around these questions, right? Like, do I have a case? What happens next? Can I handle this myself? That's a question you probably hear. What might go wrong? How much is this going to cost? Those are kind of general questions, great starter videos. But this is usually why they're searching on Google, right? To get answers to their questions. So you can attract them as well as kind of display your knowledge, your willingness to help by offering a collection of videos that answer these common questions. And I want to share, I know we have kind of a broad range of attorneys on this call. So I want to provide some specific examples that you can just swipe directly from this presentation and create your own videos. I mean, better than anyone the common questions, that you get from these prospects and these clients. Just take a few minutes, jot down a list. You'll have a bunch of video content ideas in no time. And like I said, we also provide video scripts for our subscribers. So our scripts include, many prospect questions, but I want to share, we kind of know, we have all these scripts, so we know some of the best questions. So let me just run through these kind of specialty by specialty, and feel free to ask questions in the chat as I go. But bankruptcy, some examples you can see on the slide. Is my situation bad enough to file bankruptcy? Can bankruptcy save my home? Will bankruptcy harm my career? Maybe you're practicing in business litigation. When is a party excused from its contractual obligations? What are the common defenses to breach of contract? What must I prove to win a breach of contract case? Let's talk about, I know we have some criminal defense and estate planners on here. Criminal defense. Can you get the evidence against me thrown out? Do I need a lawyer if the prosecution offers a standard plea bargain? You can read some of these on the slide. Estate planning. Do I need an attorney to draft my estate plan? What else is needed besides a will? We'll run through these quickly. Family law. Should I tell my spouse I'm planning a divorce? Personal injury. How do I pay my medical bills? How do jurors evaluate auto accident cases? Social security disability. Am I likely to qualify for benefits? So, start by answering the questions that you hear most often. Keep your answers direct, keep them practical, use plain English, right? So answer only one question per video. So one question, one video, whether your answer takes 30 seconds or a couple of minutes, keep it to one question, one answer per video. And avoid, I always recommend avoid what I would call wishy-washy, it depends answers, right? Provide ranges where it's difficult to be specific, but excuse me, be as direct as you can. I believe I have some samples. Yeah, so let's watch an FAQ example. Here's an estate planning attorney, Will Stafford, answering a common question that he gets from clients.
One of the things clients ask me all the time is, can I just make a handwritten will? And the simple answer is, yes, you can. Handwritten wills are called holographic wills, and they're valid in Texas and pretty much every other state in the United States. The important thing to know about holographic wills.
Yeah, so I think you guys get the idea.
One of the things.
Okay, so moving on, reducing calls from unqualified leads. Everyone wants to do this, right? So teaching prospects to evaluate their legal situation, kind of the same way that you would evaluate them, that's time well spent. So, videos are good for this task. Use them to kind of describe who you've represented in the past, right? Like we've talked about, briefly explain kind of the minimum thresholds for you to accept a case. These minimums will actually convey, that you're selective in who you represent. That exclusivity will actually increase the desire for your services. So again, I've put some examples of this by specialty. Feel free to swipe this. Bankruptcy, is it time for me to file? Business, litigation, do I have a winning breach of contract claim? Estate planning, do I need an attorney to draft my estate plan? Family, should I retain an attorney for my divorce? Personal injury, do I have a case? Social Security disability, will I qualify for benefits, right? So that's really, really important. And oftentimes the question is how to begin. Just do it. Just start. Even if you're fumbling through the first dozen plus videos, the greatest way, the best way is to just start. So pull out that phone, sit down in front of your computer, hit record. The only additional equipment really that we recommend is an external microphone of some kind. Good quality is important, good audio quality, right? Maybe a ring light in front of you to really, kind of brighten things and smooth things, but that's about it. You could even just sit in front of a window so that you have natural light coming in. Everyone these days is familiar with Zoom, right? And so, viewing a kind of Zoom quality presentation, certainly, videos on social media, it's just become acceptable for basically all levels, right? And Zoom lets you record as well, and, share your screen like, Jessica and I are doing right now. So it's easy to kind of create a compelling, even slide supported presentation in one take. And don't feel, again, that your presentation has to be error-free, right? A corrected misstatement, a hesitation, an or an ah, actually brings out the human element, right? It makes you more approachable, really kind of, creates that genuine presentation, that genuine, impact. So if you prepare slides beforehand, you can share them during your recording, but certainly that's not necessary. And then very little editing will be needed. And if you do have to kind of lightly edit your shoots, you can certainly find super affordable video editing pros on, sites like Upwork, Fiverr, freelancer.com. So there's not, I'm just reading the Q&A here. Do you have any advice about sending your videos out to be edited? How do I tell them what to edit? The best way to convey that is to just send examples of how you would like your videos to look and what you would like the end result to be. So find inspiration, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and or on YouTube, whatever the type of video that you like, just send examples and say, this is the look, the feel, the style that I'm going for. Again, make sure you have those captions. And that's kind of the easiest way of farming out that editing. You can also work with us if you're interested. We, of course, offer those services as well. So let's kind of move on. Let's sort of switch gears to promotion. Like I said, creating these videos, that's the biggest battle, but what's the point in creating these videos if no one's going to see them? We need some eyeballs on these videos. So the primary sort of promotional channels for your videos, of course, your website. You need to be splashing these videos all over your site. Emails, social media, videos are tailor-made for social media, and of course, YouTube. Creating a steady flow of videos is really most of the work, but we really need to get those videos out there. And we suggest you, if possible, you as the attorney, focus on creation and delegate the posting and editing, because after all, you're the only one who can create the videos, but anyone, a freelancer, a staff member can post and edit. So kind of, reserving your time, your precious time, to just creating is always, what we recommend.
And if I could add in,
Yeah,
going
please.
back to that slide, if you are a Smith.ai client and you're using our SMS and email notifications, that's where we can send out an SMS and an email notification immediately following a call. We can embed those videos and put that YouTube link right there in your SMS messages as well.
How killer is that? I mean, that's such, yeah. I mean, talk about distinguishing yourself. That will immediately distinguish yourself from the competition. That's brilliant to be able to embed those videos into that follow-up. That is, yeah.
And we offer, a variety of, we can have different follow-up messages. So let's say that someone books an appointment with you and we follow up immediately with a message that says what to expect during our consultation, what to expect during our first meeting, or here's the type of paperwork I'm going to have you fill out. Here's, just all of that professional, let me give you all the information you need up front so that when you come to the meeting, you feel prepared, you're comfortable, and you're ready for the next step. Thank you.
That. Yeah, I love that. Good stuff, Jessica. Thanks. Okay, so let's talk about some tips specifically for increasing viewership. So, like with books, with movies, the cover frequently determines whether a reader or a viewer will actually take a closer look. And that is certainly true with videos and especially on social media. How do we stop that scroll? And a lot of times it's with a headline or a title directed at the prospective viewer's interests. So, take a look at my samples on this slide now. Do you have a winning case? Is your appeal likely to succeed? How to reduce the chaos in your divorce? How to restore credit after bankruptcy? Common shortcomings in internet estate plans, etc. So, regardless of where you post your videos, attracting viewers, of course, remains important. So remember, you need an engaging kind of cover image with a title. Use compelling kind of benefit-oriented headline or title, and then add supporting bullets if you can, if that makes sense. So of course, like I said, your website, it needs video. It's not this nice to have anymore. Videos are more effective at building trust. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but distinguishing yourself from the competition than anything else that you can place on your website. So of course, they're a wonderful addition. Videos have become really, mandatory. So, and think about mobile visitors are simply less likely to read lengthy text on their phones, right? But they'll watch videos all day. So we suggest, do you have a case video for kind of your top website location, right? So that content will qualify your leads if that's your homepage or whatever's trafficked, has the highest traffic on your site. They'll certainly qualify your leads as well as demonstrate your expertise and distinguish yourself. So after that broad scope video, we do recommend a collection of those tightly focused past case, with varying fact pattern videos that we talked about. Your goal here is really to match one with your prospect's situation. And then past client video testimonials are super important here too. We're actually shooting past client video testimonials for our attorney subscribers now. They become super popular. We're doing a ton of them. So, if you have a past case you think would make for a good video testimonial, ask that client to jump on a Zoom, a 5-minute Zoom, ask them some direct pointed questions, pull out a really nice, compelling, positive video testimonial, edit those. You have a growing collection of those past client video testimonials as well. Sorry, not sure what happened. Okay, so let's go with emails as well. So emails with videos, just have higher open rates. They have higher click-through rates. It's just a fact. It's a proven stat. So your prospect nurturing series of emails should include links to your videos. So, I mean, this is kind of, what Jessica was saying as well. If you're following up with emails, if you're following up with SMS messages, however you're following up, they should include video, as well as any reply emails you send to interested prospects, right? So, if you put, you'll see on the slide, video : blank, basically in the headline, your open rates will climb, your unsubscribe rates will decline, and those click-through rates will certainly increase. And permanently adding a link to your showcase videos, to your signature line is, a great way of using those videos. We writers sometimes forget not everyone is as interested in text as we are, right? But many people prefer watching to reading. So combining text with video really enables your content to appeal to both readers and watchers. So in fact, your video, instead of your email, can communicate kind of the bulk of the information that you want to convey. We love using Loom for this type of kind of one-to-one video. Creating them can be simpler and faster than writing a lengthy email, right? Okay, so social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, your social profiles. Video is tailor-made for social media. If you're on social media, if you're interested in growing your followers and your engagement on social media in any way, you 100% need to be posting videos to your profiles. Our top, when talking about prioritizing, we certainly talk about Facebook and Instagram for our law firms most. I mean, if you also have LinkedIn connections, it's a great use of video to kind of connect with referral sources. Certainly, if you're on TikTok, of course, you're posting videos, but you need to be on social media with videos if that's what you're looking to expand. And of course, YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, right? So if you're going to regularly produce video content, which we're obviously highly recommending, definitely add a YouTube channel. YouTube is second only to Google in search volume, so it's logical home outside your website, outside of social media for those videos to live. And ideally, you'll get on some sort of regular kind of video publishing schedule, right? So that you can then ask ask your viewers to subscribe to your channel. They'll be notified, hit that alert button, they'll be notified when new videos are produced. But really the bottom line is, if you're spending time creating these videos, simply share them on social media. If you're regularly and consistently sharing videos on social media, there is no doubt that you will increase your follower base, you will increase your exposure. And, also connecting with other attorneys through social media is an amazing source of referrals, right? Like I mentioned at the top of this session, every Wednesday I interview high-profile, successful attorney marketers. So many of them are leveraging Instagram and Facebook and even TikTok to not only attract direct prospects, but to really network and interact with, build relationships with other attorneys, where they really have this robust referral network. They're consistently seeing referrals come in. They're consistently referring cases out that they don't handle or maybe are outside of their geographic location. What a wonderful free, no cost way of increasing your lead flow, increasing your client flow. And of course, all of this really comes from these videos that I'm talking about. And, I'd love to, we have so many samples, feel free to contact me if you like just more samples, because inspiration, that's kind of, sometimes that can be the hang up. I talk to a lot of attorneys, Jessica, who, they don't know what to talk about, so they never start, right? So if you need some inspiration, just reach out and I'm happy to just talk about this, send you samples and, really kind of get into the specifics. Oh, Anthony, thanks for asking. My podcast airs every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. No, I'm sorry, 1 o'clock Pacific. Yeah, I'm doing way too many sessions. Yeah, I'll maybe, yeah.
Yeah, let's get that information and we can send it out to the attendee list after.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So Jessica, that is kind of where my presentation was wrapping. I'm happy to answer any questions. And I know you have some great stuff to share as well.
Absolutely. Are there any questions at this point?
I shared my scheduler link if you want to chat. I love to talk
Perfect.
about this stuff. So
Can you see my screen now?
yep.
Perfect. So as I mentioned earlier, I am Jessica Paxton with Smith.ai. There's a lot of people in the attendee list who know us. There's a few who don't. So for those who don't know us, we are a 24/7 customer engagement solution. We answer calls, chats, Facebook messages, and SMS messages on behalf of businesses. We can also do outbound calling, outbound SMS, and those email follow-ups like I mentioned. But one of the things that we talk a lot about in our webinars is the inbound funnel. And we talk a lot about lead qualification. And that's the thing I want to reiterate from earlier in the slide is you're going to have a bottleneck. You're going to have all these callers coming in, and not all of them are qualified leads. A lot of them are either unqualified or maybe out of the service area or on a fringe case that's out of the practice area. And by using videos as part of your lead qualification, when you have those videos on your website and on your Facebook page, then you're ensuring that the quality of leads you get is better. You're getting higher quality leads faster. So that's really just kind of what I want to reiterate. Looking at this slide specifically, on the right-hand side, 79% of marketing leads never convert to sales. So what that's saying is you're getting all of these leads, and this is an average statistic, so yours might be a little bit different, but you're getting lots and lots of leads and they're not converting to sales. So what can we do to get quality leads? And videos, 100%, doing those how-to or here's a past case, and then your lead is looking at this and they're going, absolutely, this is me. I need to be here. Just some other stuff that I found interesting. 68% of leads consulted with a firm they didn't hire. And by creating these videos up front, making sure that the leads that are coming in and those potential clients, they truly do align with you. They align with your values, with your mission statement, with what you're trying to accomplish. They're in your service area. So these are just some small stats that I really wanted to showcase to send home the points that were discussed earlier. And that's it. So it was very, very short, very sweet. Again, Jessica Paxton with Smith.ai. I would love if there were some more questions in the chat. So does anyone have any questions?
There's got to be something, right?
There's got to be something. You already mentioned what tools to get started. I mean, all you need is a small webcam and Zoom or Loom. It does not take a lot to get started.
Yep. A question I often get, actually, Jessica, is, I don't have a following on social media, so who is going to see these videos? But that's the beauty, that's the opportunity with these reels right now. I can't express, you got to get on these reels because that is the content that Instagram and Facebook, they're sharing to audiences outside of just your follower base. Because you're right, in the past, you post a video on Facebook and you have 3 followers, only only 3 people would see that content, right? But that is absolutely not the case anymore, especially right now. If you jump on it, there's few law firms are really taking advantage of this. And if you're consistently posting high quality, valuable videos, at least I would say 3 or 4 times a week, adding to your stories on Instagram, you will be rewarded. They will serve up your content, your videos to a larger and larger audience, and you will see some traction pretty quickly.
Okay, we do have quite a few questions, so let's answer those. The first one is, can we get a copy of your slides today? Absolutely, I can send that out later. So that one's good. We have in the chat, what program is easiest to do your self-editing, to do it yourself editing? Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. So it kind of depends on how you're shooting the videos, but Canva is a really nice tool. It's very user-friendly, no technical, not much technical knowledge is needed. That's a great tool. Also using kind of the native editing software in these platforms. So even just, Instagram and Facebook have, really robust, that's probably the sort of path of least resistance is, if you're just shooting these and you just kind of want to post them, you don't have a lot of help. That's probably the easiest way of doing it. And then you can kind of graduate into, higher level editing and software. But those are the two methods that I would recommend if you're just starting out.
Great, thank you. We also have a question from Laura. Do you have any lawyers or firms that you would recommend to watch their videos to get a good sense of what they're doing and why it works?
Yes, great question. So on Instagram, you can actually follow me on Instagram at Grow with Cara. And anyone that I'm following make for really great examples. So at Planet Fun Bob, that's attorney Robert Simon here in LA. Tina Ojagian, I recently spoke with her. She's at Tina I hope I get this right. ODJAGHIAN, I believe. Jason Melton is a really, really great inspiration. Maybe I could even compile a short list. If Jessica could share that, I would be happy to.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
Okay, great. But if you go to my Instagram at Grow with Cara, you'll see a ton of clips from my past interviews, and all of those are really, really amazing examples and great inspiration. Thanks, Laura. I'll follow you back.
All right, we have a question for Michael as well. What are the 3 biggest mistakes you see when lawyers make these videos?
That's a great question. So probably the biggest mistake I see is not posting consistently, right? So, they're dabbling, right? The attorneys I talk to, they're often, I have some time here. I'm going to shoot a couple of videos. I've been stuck in trial for weeks and haven't posted anything. One of the most important things is consistency when it comes to growing, your overall sort of social media base, but also just, getting more traction with these videos. So try and be as consistent as you can. A great way to do that is to batch record. Just set aside, this is how we approach it with our subscribers. We just schedule one single 30-minute virtual shoot with you, and we collect all the footage we need to then deliver you 4 to 8 custom videos every month. You could do the same. You could take the same approach, right? Just block off the 3rd Friday of every month at 10 o'clock, just block off an hour, just shoot a ton of videos, batch edit them, and then schedule those out. You have content, for a month plus. Another mistake I see is attorneys talking too much about themselves, if that makes sense, on these videos, meaning, okay, it's great that you have all of these awards and that, you've kind of made it, in the ranks in a certain way, but you need to provide value, right? So why is anyone going to, follow you or watch these videos if you're not providing them value, if you're not helping them in some way? So really try to think about having a conversation with your friend, right? Well, how would you provide value to that relationship? Similarly with your videos. I don't know, a third mistake would probably be honestly being too polished. That's also something, or just simply reading line by script, and it's very robotic and it's very obvious that you're reading. Find your voice, let your personality shine through. That's when these videos are going to be, really, really effective. And that's really kind of the whole point of the videos, right? Is to show who you are. Like Jessica said, like allow your prospective clients to meet you before they ever actually reach out, and, you know, use that as a follow-up tool.
Absolutely. Laura also did post a question in the Q&A, which I think is more of a topic that you may want to make a video about. And Laura, I'm hoping to see a video about this very, very soon. And it's one of the greatest questions that an attorney can ponder is, which would you rather have, a fair society or a just society? Absolutely. I mean, I would love to watch one of those videos.
I love that. I love that, Laura. And reading your question too also reminded me of another quick tip, because you're using hashtags on the end of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hashtags, that's a really great way of expanding your audience as well, especially if you're talking about trending topics, newsjacking, right? That's another, you know, great use of video. What's happening in the news? What is everyone talking about that day or that week? Put your take on it, and use hashtags that are trending, right? So that when, you know, someone is following that hashtag or that topic, you know, your content will appear. Another great way of getting in front of new audiences is tagging the location, you know, wherever you are. If that's where you want to, you know, get prospects from, make sure that you're tagging a location. It doesn't need to be where you are right now, right? If you're looking for cases, you know, in North Carolina and you're in Michigan, you know, tag North Carolina. So those are kind of just some hacks and some little you know, little tips to you know, increase that following at a quicker pace.
Absolutely. Are there any other questions? So just a brief follow-up, after today's webinar, I will send out the slides. We'll get the podcast information for you and some example Instagrams and social media accounts for you to follow. And we'll send all this information out packaged in a nice little email for everyone.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you. All right, we'll hang out for a few more minutes to see if there's any more questions, but if not, have a great day and thank you so much for coming.
Great. It was a pleasure. Thanks, guys. Bye.